Welcome to episode 5.
5
We do this for over a month?
already.
Wow.
Yeah, we've been every week.
That's quick.
Yeah.
Wait, say that again.
Every week?
Every week. Not every
Week.
quarter. The quarterly release of WRS. Welcome to the Old Fashioned Podcast. I'm Kevin. That's Mike.
Hey.
We are just going to shoot the shit. I got a few different things to talk about today. I was just telling Mike because one of our friends of Rare Drop works at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers organization and hit me up offering me tickets since they're only at 20% capacity for the stadiums because of COVID. So I was cool. Sounds like fun. So I didn't realize that the Sunday night game that I'm going to is Sunday night. So I get to go to a night game, which let me check the weather. The weather's been really nice here. I hope it's holding up. The coldish front that we currently have. It's not really cold at the moment.
I mean, if it rains in Florida, it only rains for like 5 minutes.
Weekend. Oh no, it's going back up.
I have this really awesome weather app that I use now.
Oh wait,
and I love
isn't
it.
the hurricane coming?
Wait, there's a hurricane?
Yeah, it's
What?
not going to do much to me because I'm not really. I'm in the cone, but like after it's already made landfall and whatnot.
So it's not going to do anything to me.
It's got to go through Central South America. No, it's nowhere near you. It's on my side. It's got to go through Central South America first, and then go through the Gulf, and then get to us. I got to look into that. Maybe I won't be going. We'll see. But yeah, it's like 83 during the day. But it says it's scattered thunderstorms, but it's not rainy season, so I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'm not going. Maybe I'll go a different weekend. That means my brother can't go because he's only staying with us for another week and a half. I got him addicted to Battlestar Galactica.
Really? Like full on binge?
He has finished season 1 and the miniseries in less than a week.
Yeah.
He's working in my office today. Yeah, less than a week.
Yeah, I would say that's addicted.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I would say you have a problem, guy.
yeah, so
Good
goal
for
is to
you.
try and get him to finish it because he told my wife, and Mike, you know my wife, she's so not the nerdy type.
It's true.
So I said he's never seen Battlestar Galactica, and she shrieked in the kitchen. She went, "What?" And he was like, and she was like, "Buy it now." I don't because it's not available anywhere. You have to buy it on Amazon. She's like, "Buy it now. Buy it for him." Oh, okay.
Do it. Do it.
So,
Do it. Do it.
Yeah. So, Merry Christmas. That's your Christmas present.
Oh my God, that's coming up quick.
Yeah. Have you started shopping?
Oh, yeah. A while ago.
Yeah, we started a few months ago too.
Oh, yeah.
I still don't know
Family,
what to get
we
my
just
wife.
do like one of those those what do they call that? Like the white elephant, the fucking
Oh, you do that?
yeah. Well, so we do that for just immediate family because I have there's 4 siblings just for me, and they're
Yeah.
all married and they all have kids, and then my wife's sister, and she has 2 kids. So if we're buying for everyone, it's a lot. My sister has 3 kids. My brother has 2 kids. My other brother has 1 kid on the way. Plus each of them. That's just a lot. So what we do is each of us bring a gift for just one to contribute to the 4 families.
Mm-hmm.
And then we buy the kids stuff. So all the kids get their own gifts.
Anytime somebody says like Yankee Swap or White Out, whatever it's called, I always think of the Office episode where everyone's just trying to get the iPod that Michael buys for Ryan.
Yes.
Is that what it's really like? Because I've never done it.
Well, so just to kind of give you reference, yeah, that is kind of what it's like. You can change it up. The 1 year, so like my we have a Christmas Eve party that's like huge family, and my one aunt decided to bring this massive bong, and that was like everyone tried to fight over who got the bong. Hilarious. And my wife thought it would be hysterical to get some like strange sex toy and bring it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, listen, I don't want to know who's going to fight over that. That like whoever walks out with that, I don't want to know. That's my younger brother, or my younger sister, and I really don't want to think about any of this. Let's not buy some sex toy for the Christmas gift, please.
You
Let's
know,
think of
like,
something else.
Grandma would have ended up with that, right? That's
I
how
was
it
like, no,
worked.
I was like,
And
I'm
how
good.
awkward that would have been, because, you know.
That's what I'm saying. You want those nightmares?
No, I don't.
No.
I'm not even gonna say what I was about to say. No, I'm not gonna do it. I don't know. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, we don't do that. We just it's like a price limit on who gets what. So my siblings, her siblings, and then the in-laws and the parents get a little bit more spent on them. And that's it. And then everyone spends a buttload of money on the kids. That's how we do it.
Exactly. Yeah. We used to draw names out of a hat. So like Mike and Allie, you get, this couple, I'm gonna get my brother Nick or something and his wife. So we buy a gift for them and then they'll get another name. And so we used to do it like that. Now it's just turned it into a game instead. Not like we created it, but we participate in that game now. They change it up every couple years. But it's more about the kids.
My thing with Christmas is I really like to get one thing that makes my wife over the moon. It's never a surprise because I can't get her that thing on my own. I need to know what she wants. So last year it was Disney was opening the new Cirque du Soleil in May at Disney Springs. So I got tickets. We obviously didn't get to enjoy that.
No,
because May.
Yeah.
So this year I'm trying to figure out what she wants, and she keeps saying I want a leather jacket, and I'm like, we live in Florida. So,
are you? Hold on, we live in Florida.
Yeah, that's. She tried it last year, and I said the same exact thing. So she's trying it again this year, and I'm like, we live in Florida, and nobody's going out for at least 6 more months.
Oh, easy.
So, yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I always try and go nuts with the kids. That's my thing. I am the dad that tries to make Christmas so ridiculously magical that it's borderline nauseating to the adults. Like this year, I'm trying to find a way, Mike, to have it fake snow in the yard for Hunter somehow.
Oh, okay. I was trying to gauge what you meant by that. I put like a limit on it.
When he wakes up, I want to see if I can find a machine cheap enough that I can shoot fake snow like over the pool.
Okay.
You've been to my house, so you know what the back how you look into the yard.
Yeah.
Just right in that window right there, be able to shoot fake snow.
Okay. How does the saying go? Something about taking your own advice?
We live in Florida.
You live in Florida.
Hey, it can be cold for like 10 seconds. That's all I needed to be cold for. He
I
doesn't
was
need to
trying
play
to
with
gauge what you meant by that, and now I understand.
No, it's a visual effect. It's like, okay, you can come
I know,
out of
but
your
I have a
room now.
scale.
Like
You are willing to go and rent a snow machine.
Yeah, rent. Yeah, to make it magical. This year has sucked. I'm trying to make it extra special.
This year did suck, and I am fully on board with early Christmas. Let's do it. Christmas music, Christmas movies, get the tree up, everything. I'm down. And I never say that.
I'm starting to slowly pull stuff out now.
The tree is already at the base of the stairs right now.
You're
ready. Tree's at the base of the stairs, ready to go up.
Yeah, I'm going to start next week and then probably do that for 2 weeks. And then a little bit before and finish after Thanksgiving, I'll do The Office. Because I decorate for Christmas in The Office.
I'm ready. I'm ready for feel good. I'm just ready to feel good. And Christmas is that feel good that I need.
Yeah, I'm with you. 100%. 100%. We need it.
Yeah.
You all had your Halloween fun. It's my turn now to deck the halls and get wasted off eggnog. Do you like eggnog?
Funny story. When I used to be really, really heavy into bodybuilding, weightlifting, and my brother still is. And I used to drink eggnog like fucking crazy for the calories, and I can't do it anymore. I just can't fucking do it.
I think Rocky with the raw eggs and Rocky was that Rocky?
Dude, I used to have such a hard time putting weight on. Like I struggled to put weight on. The calories that I was eating was insane to the point where I would eat before I went to bed. I would eat canned fucking salmon, canned salmon. I would eat a can of salmon on crackers. I would spoon it out. I would eat that, and then I would eat peanut butter and banana sandwich, and I would let that sit in my stomach while I slept.
While you slept. I'd wake up like vomiting at 2 a.m. if I tried to do that.
Dude, every night. And then I'd wake up and I'd make my fucking whatever ingredient shake, oats and I'd steel cut oats on the side ready to go. I cold soak those every night. There'd be like 10 mason jars sitting in our fridge, all oatmeal, all cold oats ready to go. And as I grab one of them and a shake in the morning, go hit the gym every day.
No, I've never done that in my entire life. I had a wicked body in high school and early college because I was involved in athletic activities like nobody's business. But no,
yeah,
I've never.
Dude, I used to eat. I could easily down 2 Five Guys double pattied, fully loaded burgers with a large fry, easy, and not have a problem.
Your not immune system, your metabolism must have been an oven.
I struggled to stay at 210, which for my height, I'm short. 210 at my height was like probably too heavy for my knees and my joints, but that was what I was going for. And I struggled like a motherfucker to stay there.
That's insane.
Now I walk around at 200 some pounds, and I'm like, God, I look like fucking shit.
That's nuts, dude. That is. Yeah, I've been getting better with I was trying when I first tried to do the Peloton. I was trying to do it every day, and Tim was telling me you can't do it every day. It's not, your body's not designed to do cardio like that every single day. That is, especially now I'm in Tabata. You know what Tabata is, right?
No.
Tabata is think like long intervals with short rest. So they start you at a 1 minute
the opposite
push.
of high intensity shit.
Yeah, so they start you at like a 1 minute push, and the push can be either speed for with low resistance or movement with high resistance. So the way the Peloton works is there's a knob, and it's just like a bicycle, switching gears or whatever, but it's a knob, and you can make it heavier, your resistance heavier or less. So some of the reps are, a minute straight at a cadence of about 100, 120, which is pretty high.
So this is all exercises on the bike you're talking about right now. This
yeah,
isn't
but
like
they make you stand up on there a lot too. So when you're doing weighted, so let's say you put a resistance up to like 50 or 60, they'll make you stand up and push like you're running. And then also that does work your core as well. But Peloton as a program has yoga. It has everything. Meditation.
Sure. Yeah, I've seen their other stuff too. Have you ever tried like putting a weighted vest on as well?
No. I was gonna do. Corey had the idea years ago. I'm thinking about buying a weighted vest and doing VR streams.
Oh,
think about it. It's not a bad idea, right?
I mean, I hate to give credit, but
yeah, it's not a bad idea.
It's not the worst idea.
And have you seen Ring Fit on Switch? Ring Fit it's a workout RPG.
Nintendo's always had stuff like that. You remember when they came out with when the Wii came out, the Wii U, they had that board that it synced up with the snowboard, whatever snowboarding game was out on Nintendo. But it was also doubled as like a workout board.
Yep. I remember that. And then they used to have the Power Pad back in the day.
Yes.
Yeah, you plug it in and each button did different stuff. So they had workout stuff for that. They had the cross training you could do with that. But the Peloton, they also do weights. So they do your arms. So you'll pedal slow and work on your arms for a bit in the middle of a ride. But Tabata it's basically trying to boost your metabolism organically so you'll do a minute on for one of these reps, and then they give you 20-second break, and then you're back to it. Rinse and repeat with different resistances, different speeds, different all that. The occasional like 1 to 2 minute break, if that. Some rides don't even give you that. And you do that for anywhere from a half an hour to 45 minutes.
Weightlifting will increase your metabolism.
Oh, it turns you into a machine if you can keep up with it and do it efficiently. So this is my second time around with Peloton, but I'm not doing them every day because Tim said like, no, don't do that every day. You will faint and die.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
So I've been mixing in yoga on my off days to work
Good.
on flexibility and
Yoga's also insanely good.
Yoga's great. I was telling the guys the other day, I couldn't. You know this from working out. I'm new to a lot of this, but just a day where your body is not cooperating, where it just doesn't want to do anything. So I was trying to do my yoga poses, and I kept falling over and stuff. I'm getting pissed at this point. And Tim's like, "No, you're fine. It just happens. There are just some days where your arm's like, nope, we're not going to lift that weight. You're going to take weight off today because I'm not in the mood."
Yeah, it's a flat. You feel flat.
Yeah, so that's how I felt. And then
I try to carb load on those days.
I used to work with a guy who was like an amateur strongman, like Thor Bjornsson stuff. Roll those huge rocks onto the pedestals and whatnot.
Oh, geez, yeah.
He used to do that, isn't it? Nick, he passed away, unfortunately. Heart problems.
I was just going to say heart issues.
Yeah. So he used to do that stuff, and he would come in. I worked with him at Best Buy. He would come in, and he would have like the bowl you make the pasta in for the entire family. That bowl.
Bring it.
That was his lunch. And I'd be like, "Dad, how do you?" And he's like, "Yeah, you got to go to the gym and burn it all off after this."
Yep. That energy.
Okay.
Dude, I know a guy, he would make like a week's worth of chicken at the same time, which I never made a week of chicken at the same time. I'd make a couple days of chicken. And when I say I mean my wife. But continuing. Yeah. You'd make a couple days, right? Because like chicken gets slimy and shit.
I can't do chicken in the fridge for more than 2 days.
Exactly. But this guy, dude, would do. I really shouldn't call him my friend. It was more of a friend of a friend. And he would tell me, he would get towards the end of the week, bring in his lunch, and anything like that where you're trying to eat as much as possible, as often as possible. You don't really kind of do a lot of seasoning, especially if you're just trying to be quick about it, just getting it in, getting
salt,
it out.
pepper, oil.
Yeah, like not a whole lot, right? Very bland. And he, dude, would just eat the slimy fucking chicken. Like, either this guy had the greatest immune system and nothing affected him, or I don't know, there was some sort of tapeworm that just sucked it all up.
That's probably what it was.
But he would just eat slimy chicken.
I have to feed the parasite too.
Oh.
Have you seen the video on social media of the kid who pulls parasites off of shrimp?
No.
He goes to the beach. I think it's Pacific Northwest is my guess, based on the locale and what it looks like. And he pulls these shrimp out of the mud, and they have like parasites under their, I don't know what you'd call it. Their fin. No, it's not a fin. I don't know what the thing is on shrimp. Flaps.
The shell?
I don't know. They have these little white like worm like parasites, and he literally rips the parasites off and feeds them to the seagulls around.
How big are these parasites?
It's pretty. It's one of those videos where you're like, this is dumb, and then you find yourself 2 minutes later like, oh yeah, interesting.
Oh no, that was like that fucking not botfly, but what was the other? There was some other bug that burrows in the pores. A lot. You see like a lot of animals get them like on their paws or like the sides of their face. And they have to squeeze them out like zits, but they're huge.
Aren't they? That's botflies.
Is it an orange?
Look it up. Now I'm curious.
Orange. It's not bot, but it's very similar to a botfly.
Let's see. I'm gonna look it up. Insects like botflies. Botfly. 10 most terrifying parasites ever. Oh, this is number 3. Bed bugs. Botflies. River blindness?
No.
What is it? Microscopic amoeba. Long rap sheet to mat. If you wear contacts and like to camp, be careful about how you clean and insert your lenses. Make sure your hands are clean when you touch your eye because the scientific name of these can invade the cornea, causing an infection that leads to blindness. Oh, they're like microscopic worms, Mike. You couldn't even see them. Oh, this is terrifying. They weren't kidding. Sandflies? This guy's got boils all over him.
No.
Planning a vacation to South America, the Middle East, Southern Europe, or any of the 88 countries where sandflies like to hang. Don't forget the insect repellent small and silent, the female sandfly can transmit a parasite that causes leishmaniasis. The bite is so small you might not even know you've been bitten at first. And this guy's got boils all over him. Ew, they're gross. 2 ways to get sick. Cutaneous leishmaniasis causes severe skin sores, while visceral leishmaniasis attacks the internal organs. You'll know you have the skin kind within a few weeks or months of being bitten. If you get that kind that attacks your insides, it can be months or even years till you know. Oh my God, that's horrifying. Leeches are scary.
Ugh.
Threadworms.
I want to...
They go in your feet. Lungworms? Why did you make me click on this?
Sorry.
Tapeworms. We talked about tapeworms. Babesiosis. Oh, these are in the water at Cape Cod. That was disturbing. I'm gonna click away from that. Yeah, I don't know.
Shoot, dude, I gotta figure out what this is. When I figure it out, I'll send you a message. But it wasn't botfly. Oh no, I'll figure it out.
Tweet it.
Yeah. When I find it, I'll tweet it.
That's botfly is my official. You need to get off YouTube, like base. If you are caught in the botfly YouTube algorithm, you've reached the bottom of YouTube, and you need to go back to the task that you were
Mango
doing.
worm.
Mango worm. Why have I heard of this?
Look up mango worms.
Images.
It's the most fucking disgusting thing ever, and I have to click off because it's gonna make me sick. I can't stand that irregular fucking pattern.
Oh, I might puke.
Ugh. Mango worms.
Oh, Michael, why did you make?
And I'm sitting there calling it orange. What an idiot.
Oh no! Oh, it's in
Do you
animals
see them removing
mostly.
them?
I see the still images. I haven't gotten to a video of removal yet.
YouTube it.
You really
Mango worms.
Fuck, you
So so doesn't really. We don't get it much over here in the States, I guess. But from what I gather, I basically like dogs and animals will get it when they lay down, and the area in which they're laying, like feces had been present.
There's an entire YouTube page dedicated to removal.
Yeah.
This is not like Dr. Pimple Popper, which is quite soothing to me, to be honest. All right, here we go. All right, they're petting the poor dog. Oh, Mike, why? Oh. Oh,
mango flies. God. Or mango worms, excuse me.
There's so many.
I know. And they just sit in the pores.
Oh, he just grabbed a handful of... Oh! She's smiling, you sadistic woman. This poor dog.
Is it on the dog's face?
No, I wouldn't do a face one. That's just...
There's other ones where like animals have them like on their snout, like on their snouts, and it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, no, I can't do that. That's poor. I'll think of my puppy. Oh, this guy.
Mango
you don't
worms,
have gloves
why?
on. Just stop grabbing them. Oh, man. This is horrible.
So many.
Rip my YouTube algorithm.
Yeah. Enjoy that.
Oh, this is worse than botfly removals.
It's
How
disgusting.
Have I not seen this? I feel like I've seen things afflicted with mango worms, but I don't think I've ever seen a removal.
I feel so bad for the animals.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
I don't know. My wife
as soon as I
would hate
figured
this.
out what it was, I clicked away. So I'm not watching what you're watching. I can't. But just understand, I've been down that road, and I know.
Oh, this is like.
So anyone who's ventures into the YouTube world of mango worms, enjoy.
Yeah, it's similar to botfly removals.
It's just a lot, and they're huge, and it's like, I didn't know pores could expand that big.
Yeah, this is just.
Could you imagine how uncomfortable that would be to have that sheer number of fucking things in your in your skin?
No, I wiggling and shit.
I was gonna say you can definitely feel them moving. You have to be able to feel that moving.
Poor dog. I'm clicking on another one because I have to look.
Ugh.
Oh no, this poor puppy. You poor thing. Oh, these people aren't even doing they're just going one by one on this one. Nope, I'm out. Oh man. I have nightmares now. I'm gonna text you at 5:30 when I wake up tomorrow and be like, "Fuck you, Mike." All I dreamed about was mango worms.
How?
I want to puke. I can't even
Cycle
drink my
begins when
water.
the female mango flies lay their eggs on dirt or soil that smells of feces or urine. They may also lay their eggs on clothing, beddings, towels, or any kind of fabric material that's been outside. Boom. Where are they found? Common in tropical regions of Africa. Can burrow into human skin, not just animals.
I couldn't find anything with human skin. I did Google it just to make sure, but I couldn't find anything. Anyway, I'm changing the subject. The classic
Sorry.
Kevin anyway. So you were asking me before because I was talking to you about people who hit rare drop up and then they're, they run away when I tell them how much it costs to work with us on a sponsorship level because everyone in our business tries to treat us like we are a singular content creator instead of a brand. So just continuing that conversation, giving the audience context. People hit us up all the time. I would say a day goes by, I get 3-4 emails a day with people interested. But whenever I start quoting prices that essentially are worth our time to deal with it, people always shy away because we won't sign anything that's less than 3 months on a long-term sponsorship. Obviously, if you want us to feature a product on a show or stream something, that's a different story. But I'm talking about long form, logo rotation, all that stuff.
Right.
We won't do anything that's less than 3 months, but we're not a content creator. That's the thing, is we're essentially a brand, and traditional advertising is going to be far more accepted, not to mention our network of people promoting your product. So people try and pull that shit on me all the time. I'm like, look, I know what our CCV is. I know what our minutes watched is. I know all of that, but you have to treat us differently. Even with GCX, people have tried to give us influencer contracts for GCX. I'm like, no, we're an event. So, years ago, I had to make a master services agreement specifically geared towards the fact that, we're not an influencer. It's infuriating sometimes. It really is. To get that when that's not what you are, but that's just how the industry treats us because it's the Wild West still, if you can believe that.
Yeah, I mean, well, no, because it makes sense. It makes sense. It still seems like it's trying to balance itself out because you had this wild rush to sign exclusivity, platform exclusivity, and good for these guys and girls, making the money on the contracts while there was money to be made. That definitely seems like it took a sharp nosedive. And I can't imagine that it's still valued the way that it was. I can't imagine that sponsorships are even valued as much as they were during that gold rush period. There was a solid, I mean, what was it? Was it a year maybe a little less?
No, it was longer. It was
longer than a year?
I came in the earlier part of it. So I want to say Facebook gaming popped up roughly January, February, something like that in 2018, probably January.
Is that when the exclusivity deals started getting rolled out?
Well, Facebook launched with them. Facebook launched with bringing people from Twitch to
Interesting.
Facebook.
Okay.
Mixer had done a few deals, but nothing of note until Ninja, like MyDL, Scythe,
Right.
Renee, Actabunny, Fufu. Those are just off the top of my head. Not Scythe. Ninja's deal was like the first one of note, but I feel like it was so late in the cycle that it did not have the effect they
Okay.
wanted.
I guess it really didn't pop up on my radar until Ninja, just because of the sheer number, like just the numbers of it.
Honestly, I think Tim was and maybe Stone Mountain were the first two that were like, whoa. Because Twitch didn't even know how to treat Tim because they had never been encountered with the scenario on that level. And that is why they did what they did, which was shut his channel down immediately, and all of his subs got canceled. And I can't tell you the rest of it because it's confidential.
Right.
But they mishandled the situation quite a bit.
Seems pretty commonplace.
They fixed it though. They fixed it. I'll say that much. But there was definitely a mishandling there because there was no precedent set. So by the time my thing happened, it was just a nice ask to remove my channel, my partnership. That's what it was. It wasn't this whole dramatic thing. It was just a simple, nice ask.
Right.
It still took them 7 months to do it, but because I left in March and they didn't remove my partnership till November, and I got paid because people were still subbed to me. So thanks, Twitch.
Well,
but the platforms itself, honestly, at this point, Facebook has this weird dichotomy because the numbers on Facebook visibly are much better than Twitch for a broadcaster of any size. If you go apples to apples, 1-to-1, Facebook's numbers are better, but Facebook also, the algorithm is different.
let's say, how do they measure their metrics though?
Right. It lends yourself to different numbers right off the bat. But to a sponsor, when you're dealing with them, honestly, it doesn't matter.
Right. Because it's Facebook.
Yeah. It's Facebook. It's the world's largest social network. And B, you're paying for things like CCV and minutes watched. And that's what you get on Facebook. So the deals on Facebook are bigger, but there are less of them because it's not Twitch. Like we go through that all the time where people want to do sponsorships and stuff with us, and they only want to look at our Twitch numbers, or they only want to look at our audio podcast numbers.
Is it because they don't know any better, or
I mean,
is that really the only thing that matters?
I correct them, but that's what they base it off of, and I'm not going to sign a deal with someone who is going to get their product in front of people on Facebook, on YouTube, on our audio platform, simply because it's part of one of our shows, or we did the ad read. You are not going to get that for free for the most part from me. There are people in this industry who would say otherwise, but before I even got into broadcasting, there's a lot of things you do for free. That's not one of them, especially when you know your value. And again, there's people that would 100% disagree with me. People I respect too that would disagree with me on this. But we've done a lot of free over the years. We've done a lot of nice. And I can say roughly 0% of the time it has come back to us in a positive way. I would say we've been taken advantage of because of our free and because of our nice more times, because obviously anything's more than zero. More times than I can guess. Now, that makes, discounts and all that stuff and friend discounts, that's another story. But, even GCX, when someone needs a booth, it's like at minimum, I have to pay for your electric at minimum.
Right.
So,
but that makes sense because it's a business.
That's what people don't realize is all of this is business. They don't want to think about that side of things, but obviously, if I quit streaming now for the most part, aside from doing stuff with Old Fashioned and Rare Drop. So everything I look at now is through the business lens, and I don't want to give anything away for free. Like I've given away so much for free over the years, and it has never ever come back to benefit Rare Drop, St. Jude, Nate, you name it. So I've kind of hit this point where I would rather, us get paid for our time. But when it comes to the community, I want the sponsors and all those people paying for things that the community can enjoy for free. That's my difference. It's just like my philosophy with GCX is the AAA devs are going to pay a premium and a certain price for a large footprint on the floor at GCX, right? But what does that allow me to do? That allows me to get indie devs through the door for under cost because they can't afford a booth. But that experience can still be enjoyed by the person on the floor. And
regardless,
the industry is the industry, you know? So
right.
Went off on a tangent there a little bit, but yeah, that's why I price things the way we do. It's still based on numbers. I can back it all up, but people generally come back and say it's high, and it's like, well, we're live on Facebook too for most of the shows. I can't help you there, you know? Right. I'm not gonna switch my programming just to get a couple $1,000 sponsorship for the month. So
right.
It's interesting, and the industry's changing. I guarantee within the next half a decade, you'll see more brands like us pop up. There's plenty in the industry. I'm not saying we're the first by any stretch of the imagination, but you're going to see more like us. Maybe not as diversified as what Rare Drop does, but you're going to see your Critical Roles, your Geek and Sundries, your
I was going to say there seems to be a lot of orgs, I guess.
Yep, Gaghead. That's Freddie Prinze Jr.'s.
Yeah, but like within specific roles, like your WoW roles, your D&D roles, your more kind of niche, less universal.
Yeah, they're your groups that don't use the word esports. They're entertainment groups.
Yes. But you are seeing that.
Oh, yeah, and they're popping up more and more because people are realizing that content is king and making content collectively maybe won't yield you more money, but it will get you farther quicker. And some orgs that's sign too many people and put too much on them. We operate very slowly in that sense. We try and cultivate the content from within, and then slowly but surely bring in new ideas, bring in new people, bring in things that can expand the scope of who we are. We have a new podcast coming in a few weeks that has actually 2 new podcasts coming in the next few weeks that has something to do with the future announcement. But guess what? Both of those shows, nobody from Rare Drop is on those. Nobody. So
I mean, that's good. People are probably sick and tired of hearing the same people over and over again.
I don't want to be the one on every podcast. That's
exactly.
That's not me. I'm not in the mood, and it's interesting because I approach people with an idea and I say, hey, we would like you 2 persons to be a part of this. Oh, are you going to be doing it with us? No, you 2 are going to be doing this. It's not me. So it's been cool. I've been testing it out with David, who's formerly Guardian Outpost. He's been hosting Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, and we tried Sunday afternoon watch parties. So he keeps, the stats and whatnot up. He keeps track of the game and he's watching the game and he's just shooting it with chat, talking about the game that's going on.
Right.
And that's an experiment on, one of my channel, my brand, but that we're trying and seeing how does this work if it's not Kevin's face. And it's been going great.
I think transitioning over into these orgs, and this is from someone who's not in the industry at all. So, take it everything I say with a grain of salt. But there's only going to ever be so many top titles. Call of Duty will probably for years to come still be one of those top titles. There's only so many. And within those titles, there's only going to be so many, Tim the Tatmans and Ninjas and they all network with each other. So becoming that top percentage, very, very slim, very, very limited to no opportunity. Like it's just, there's already established footholds in these already established titles. So going with an organization just seems like if you're trying to get your name out there more is the way to go. I guess basically it's an evolved form of what stream teams used to be, I guess. But with a little more structure. Because let's face it, you could be the most entertaining, best personality ever, but if you stream Heroes of the Storm, I mean, like, you're just not going to work out for you. Versus someone that maybe has a whole org behind them and maybe redoes a show branded around something like that, you'll get more eyes on you.
I think there's strength in numbers at this point as to where we are, whether you're operating as a stream team, whether you're operating within an organization, on an esports team, entertainment brand, whatever it may be. The more people you have, the more reach. Now, no one's going to make as much money because you're all together. But if you're a hobbyist at this, I highly recommend creating some sort of network, whether it's a singular channel, whether it's a way to share your content to each other and scheduling around each other. I don't know. There's a million ways you can do it.
And
we do it a
that's
certain
most
way.
people. I mean, let's face it. That's even if you're partnered, most likely probably still a hobbyist.
The most successful time of Worst Radio Show was when not you, because you were on Metric Methods at the time, but was when it was Rob, me, and Pete streaming 2 days a week each. And then Wayne would pick up like 4 overnights doing trials and raiding in Destiny. Those were the most successful times because we were sharing the channel. The channel was active. The podcast was on there once a week. And the numbers were the highest because we had the most engagement. I wouldn't see numbers like that again till I moved here and struck out on my own. But I was putting in, probably similar amount of time that we all were collectively. But I also wasn't going crazy during the WRS days because I only had to do it 2 days a week plus the podcast.
Right.
So, there's value in that as well. And I think, well, again, like you said, there's such a drive to want to be Tim the Tap Man that you forget why you wanted to do this in the first place. And I've said, even with Rare Drop, our vehicle that we create content through is not necessarily to make money, but it is to create entertainment that could make money at some point. It doesn't make us a Rare Drop a ton. Like Rare Drop could not operate as an entertainment company alone right now. As creating content, we couldn't operate at the level. It takes the event, it takes the other clients that we have and do work for on the side to make Rare Drop happen as a whole, which allows us to create content. But the content also allows Rare Drop to market its subsidiaries and partnerships and us. So it's this whole ecosystem that we try and bring the community into and have them pick and choose what they want to enjoy. Some of it's free and some of it costs money, but that's marketing. That's how we do our marketing, and that's how we like to do it. Mike and I don't get paid to do the old fashioned. We like it.
Do it.
It's fun.
I just enjoy podcast. I do.
Yeah. Could we be in our 40s?
However, viewed as stupid, viewed as whatever. I just like it.
Yeah, could we be in our 40s and doing this with sponsors and stuff? Yeah, that's entirely possible. Who knows what the future will bring? But we don't get paid to do this. I'm able to do it during working hours now because of who I am in the company, which makes it easier for me to sync with Mike and do it. So yeah, why the hell not? But at the same time, I don't see any extra. I don't get bonus if we hit 2,500 listens that week. It doesn't.
Yeah.
I go, cool. Let me try and sell this to somebody for a 30-second ad read. That's about it. But people don't like to have conversations like this. They there's one part of them that's interested, but when you get to the nitty gritty of what the cycle of marketing is and how it works and how esports orgs and things, these esports orgs sponsored by Nissan, sponsored by whoever. They're getting money out of the ass, but there's no return on that. There is no return on that. I can offer so much better value on a lot of the other stuff than a lot of these esports orgs. Now, 100 Thieves, 100 Thieves is printing money for their sponsors, no doubt in my mind. But again, just like Mike said, not everyone's Tim the Tap Man. Not all the esports orgs are 100 Thieves either.
Right. And that's like the ROI has to have plummeted. Like it had to have reached a ceiling, and now like it has to have gone down. A lot of the ROI for these companies, it's not there. It can't be. It was a huge boom. Everyone got interested in it. some companies it kind of took with the base, and other companies there's no way. So the ROI was there's nothing coming back to them, so they had to have pulled out. So it's got to have, I don't want to say bottomed out, but it's got to reach a point where you're not seeing the popularity that you were, or I guess not popularity, but the availability isn't there.
I think the way the orgs are operating is smart because they're setting up these pages for the players, and then the sponsorships go to those pages too. And then they take a cut of the players'
Yeah,
earnings.
I mean, you're getting more.
Yeah, so your reach is farther based on that. So it makes sense to keep these sponsors that they do that. But you try and do that in the podcast world, and not everyone's on board. We try and sell ads for the podcast in bulk. So if you come to Rare Drop and you're like, hey, I would like to advertise on one of your podcasts, we go, cool. We would like you to advertise on the network. So Old Fashioned, Broman Podcast, Studio Blank, whoever's running at the time. There's usually 4, roughly, running at the time. And those listens go into the roughly in a week. A bad week is around 10 to 15,000 listens, and a good week is anywhere from, we've seen as high as 80,000 in a week, depending on what podcasts are running that week. So I try and find a nice, happy low to median, honestly, because those 80,000 weeks are not every week. We're not Rogan pulling in 3 point whatever million per week, but the adage is around 10K for ads. But once you mention bulk instead of one podcast, a lot of advertisers shy away. They're not interested in it. So
why? Because is it more to monitor?
I don't think it's more to monitor as much as they feel like, I don't know, you're splitting the audience. I don't really know what the thought process is.
But isn't that
there.
better? Or you're widening your audience.
That is my theory, is you're hitting more people because there's plenty of people that don't like Old Fashioned that listen to Broman Podcast. I don't listen to Studio Blank, and it's one of the Rare Jump podcasts. You know why? Because I don't give a shit about anime.
Right.
Nothing against Paul and the rest of the team over there. I think they do a great job, but I check it for quality control from a audio video standpoint from time to time. But I don't actively listen to it. But a new Coffee Stories episode drops, I actively listen to it.
Right.
Bolts Gaming just dropped their first podcast last week. I listened to the whole thing. So it's a very, usually Broman I watch live because I'm usually off on Thursday nights. So
it's just a massive umbrella. You're just sprinkling your product across.
That's the other problem.
That doesn't make any sense to me, but
that's the other problem.
It seems like a good thing.
Like Old Fashions were pre-recorded, but most of the other ones are live, and they also don't want to pay for live views. So
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it makes its way to YouTube a lot of times, and some of them go on Facebook. There's this.
You know what? You know how intellectual that sounds to me?
It's big picture for us.
That's about as smart a move as the fucking director of Stadia coming out and saying the bullshit he did. That's about equally as intelligent.
Oh, that guy.
What a smacked ass he was.
I understand what you're trying to convey, but
you're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
Nobody is going to listen to you in that scenario. I get
why
it.
would you even push that agenda?
It's also interpretation of the terms and conditions. Could anyone pull the trigger on any broadcaster at any time? 100%.
Yeah, well, I mean, it depends. It depends on how you define transformative.
Right. That's why I say it's all up to interpretation. But you find the right judge,
sure,
at the right time,
sure,
and you can get that passed and get someone in trouble.
What can you explain to me why he keeps equating it to cinema?
Well, first,
video games is directly interactive. Whether you're playing a story-driven game or not, it's directly interactive. I press the button. You viewing, do not press the button. You get the story, sure, but you don't get the same experience.
He tried saying it was like doing it with football, and I'm like, oh, you mean what Twitch and the NFL are testing right now with Thursday Night Football.
Yeah. You just insert foot in the mouth. You're an idiot.
Like
you clearly are out of touch.
Big Cheese from Rare Drop literally does Thursday Night Football watch parties with the game in the background because he has the permission from Twitch. Like I said, David's doing it without the video on 101 Sports, but like they're testing it to see how it works.
Sure.
Again, it's all up to interpretation. You could hit someone with a MCA for anything.
But okay, so and then to take it a step further, again, I don't understand why he's pushing this agenda.
Right?
You think
Doesn't make any
you
sense.
think the big brains, like the big brains at Activision, you think Bobby hasn't thought about that?
No, he loves it.
No one loves money more than Bobby.
Here's the thing.
And you think he hasn't thought in his mind to charge for licensing? Like, clearly, because it's not the best fucking decision. You're an idiot. Shut the fuck up. Sit down. Go away.
The blowback you would have from that would damage so much of that long term. You know, that's the end of your world first raid races for WoW. That's the end of your tournaments that you broadcast, your PvP tournaments, your
any
Mythic
PvP
Dungeon
tournament. Yep, that's
Done.
exactly where I was going to go.
No one's going to want to participate.
No.
So you start doing that crap, and I'm not going to say no one. Obviously, people would, but you'd lose the goodwill of the community that you have. And
community turns on you, and
any game
your competitive base shrinks.
Yep.
You think every one of them is? You think they're all gonna have to play on one channel? You're gonna have to hire a production manager to be able to switch between players and scenes because it's not gonna financially benefit anyone if they pay for if there's six competitors to a team. And you got to pay for a different license for each one because it's a different screen name that comes up. Could you imagine how bad this could get? This could get really bad.
Yeah.
No one could afford that.
No, it's something that I would assume every dev and studio would say totally not worth it. Could we enforce it? Probably, but we are better off this way than we are in a world where we try to pull that crap.
And he doubled down, man. He doubled down on his position.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Like he dug his heels in and like no, I'm right on this.
Yeah, okay.
You are so far off base. I was dumbfounded.
Yeah, it's funny because he works for Stadia. That's the most
had to come out
ironic part
and create distance.
Yeah. Yeah, YouTube and Google did.
They both distanced themselves from him.
But Stadia's like built on the platform of you not actually owning the game. Because you can only use it on Stadia and you can only use it online.
Could you imagine being that guy, having that opinion, working for that division, and actually putting that out on Twitter? Could you... I mean,
and think of this. Think of the position Stadia's in with creators as it is. Nobody wants to use Stadia.
No, brain dead. He's an idiot.
So it's amusing to say the least that you would take that strong of an opinion on such a dumb point to push.
Dude. I would want to see the guy lose his job, but could you imagine being him the next day going in the office?
They're in Canada. He's not going to the office. He's just got to face people on Zoom calls right now.
Oh, that's right. Good point. Could you imagine getting that fucking the call coming in on your at home workstation?
I'm sure the boss was like, "Stop" in all caps at some point.
There had to have been a discipline. They had two different massive entities had to put out statements because of his tweet.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way he did not get a in-person face-to-face call.
100%.
Not in person, a face-to-face call.
100%. Because if I don't know, if Alex had like some weird hot take on charity streaming and it was getting flack, I would be like, hey, buddy, can you stop, please?
Yeah. Right.
Because now I have to do damage control. Regardless of whether your Twitter profile says, my views do not reflect the views.
Which he had to change that like right fucking quick. And how embarrassing he had to specify what his actual title was. Because apparently it was a little bit misleading.
I didn't know that part. That's great.
Yeah,
Was
no,
he assistant
he
to
ended
the
up having to
regional
change what his
manager?
title was.
Was he
They had to clarify that too.
assistant to the regional manager?
Exactly.
To the.
But secretly,
You can be the secret.
the secret assistant to the assistant regional manager.
Speaking of Stadia, not really, but next gen's out next week. The AMD cards also benchmarked higher, right, across the board than Nvidia.
Did you see that? Oh my god! I hope they beat Nvidia this gen. I sincerely hope, and I'm an Nvidia. I'm gonna say I'm a fanboy, but I'm definitely a fan. I'm a heavy fan. I hope AMD beats them out.
So, as someone who is not like super on the up and up when it comes to this stuff, does me having an Intel processor have any effect on me getting an AMD graphics card?
No. So here's the question with Intel right now. And I'm sure those who know better are going to light me up. But as of right now, and as of the extent of effort that I've put into looking into it, which is not a whole lot, but I have not seen numbers come out yet. So their card on an AMD chip is capable of accessing what they call rage mode.
Mm-hmm.
Super awesome gaming term, AMD. Can you please just... Can you step away and use adult words?
It's like that meme with
like
what's his face with the skateboard, and he's like, "Hello, young adults. I have come to."
Yeah, rage mode. just call it OC.
Steve Buscemi.
Just yeah. So yes, it's exactly it. That's exactly it. So the numbers that they've released, there was a little asterisk that it had rage mode active, which means it was performing those numbers with an AMD chip. Now, the question is, what are those numbers with it active on an Intel chip? And if those numbers are like comparable, holy shit, Nvidia's in trouble.
Yeah, I mean,
holy shit, they're in trouble.
Everyone's singing the praises of the AMD one, so I'm kind of waiting to see what happens now.
Here's the thing, though. Regardless. You're getting at the very least an equal card that runs off of less power for $500 less.
Yeah,
and
that's
there's no
huge
way.
Deal.
Exactly. So if you're talking about percentage increase in performance versus cost, there's no way that the performance boost you get from the Nvidia card is worth the upsell.
Right.
That's why right now, like, even if it's not the case, like the Nvidia cards are such a good deal for performance right now. It's insane. And it makes me laugh so hard because this is what Nvidia was afraid of during the 10 series. They were afraid of getting blown out of the water by AMD during the 10 series, which is why they over-engineered the piss out of the 1080 cards. Which is why we got such a good deal on those. If you have a 1080 card still, do not get rid of it because it doesn't make sense to buy a 20 card at all. Anyone who sits here and tells you, no, stop it. 20 series was a waste of money. 20 series is a train you should not have jumped on immediately. It's not smart it's not a smart buying. And everyone knows that. You knew that. Be honest. If you have a 20 fucking series card, you knew, even though ray tracing wasn't new technology, you knew the first iteration was not worth the money. You knew it. And this proves it. Everyone all butthurt. Don't tell me it was a bad purchase. It was. Shut up. Stupid. Especially when you see the 10 series were on par or outperforming on certain titles. So all that to say, it's hilarious that they over-engineered the wrong series. Should have over-engineered the 30s where there is an actual threat. They over-engineered the 10 where, in their defense, Nvidia did boast to have a really good card. However, they just fell on their face. They didn't deliver what they claimed they could. But Nvidia, they're looking silly.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how this plays out. I have a 2080 Ti, but that's because we got my computers from the Rare Drop deal with Zydax. So they're
Well,
all.
that's different.
Yeah.
That's completely different. I'm talking about.
We
so
weren't
when I
about
say
to
what
build
I said,
10 different computers.
I'm talking about the people who pre-ordered. You know what I mean? You jumped on that train so hard, and you saw the price point, and early on there was questions about performance, and there were questions, and you still pre-ordered anyway. That's just not smart buying. You do whatever you want with your money. If you're happy with your purchase and it doesn't bother you, then by all means be happy. I'm not telling you shouldn't be, but for the money spent, it was not worth the performance. You can't tell me it was. It was not. Not when the 10 handled everything great.
Yeah, I mean, I had 1080, and I don't think I ever ran into a
I'm
problem.
still rocking.
Where I was like, oh, this doesn't work with this, on Ultra or something.
I'm still rocking my 1080 Ti, and to be honest with you, like if I ever get to a point where I can stream more, where I'm streaming enough that I can set up a 2 PC setup, I don't know if I would. I might go AMD. I might do it.
So this is coming out tomorrow, so I can talk about this. But Ben is doing this promo. I'm getting pictures of it right now. That's what I'm going to talk about it, and then we can go into next gen because of it. Ben is doing this promo for Xbox for Series X, and they literally have an ice sculpture in his backyard.
What?
That he has to smash. And it's this like beautiful ice sculpture with a plaque in the middle of it. And he's sending
Wait, it's in his yard right now?
Here, I'll send you a picture.
Is he smashing it right now?
No,
that bitch ain't gonna last much longer.
He's gonna smash it soon, but he didn't smash it yet. I'm just dying laughing because it's just like I love my job because this is just the most ridiculous stuff sometimes, and you can't make it up. Where'd that picture go? Downloads? Where did you go? Sugar cookies, where are you? Save image.
Did they send him a fridge? Please tell me they sent him a fridge.
No, he didn't get a Snoop Dogg fridge because I'd be taking
Damn.
I would be taking that shit to the office. Be like, all right, thanks, Ben.
That would be so freaking cool.
I know. I'm excited to play with these next gen consoles next week. Hopefully I get mine on time.
Did you get your confirmation for shipment?
Not yet. Everyone else seems to.
They were sending them out.
I'm expecting from Sam's Club, Microsoft, Target. There's a few in the ether for me. Where are you on my list here, Mike? Mike, there you are.
I'm probably it hurts me so much, actually. So one of the reasons I have to own the PS5 is Demon's Souls.
Oh yeah, they've been very adamant about how good that game's going to be on PS5.
Dude, that is fucking an insane ice sculpture. That's awesome.
Isn't that wild?
That is insane.
He's going to smash it too.
That's cool. So there's a couple problems. The reason I have to have the PlayStation 5, one of the reasons is Demon's Souls coming out. On top of that, FromSoft's new title, Elden Ring, which still don't have any information on
George
yet.
R.R. Martin one, right?
Yes, that one. That's most likely it's going to come out. If it's an exclusive, I don't think it will be, but if it is an exclusive, it'll be an exclusive to PlayStation 5. I don't think it will. I think it's going to come out Xbox, Sony, and PC. But Demon's Souls is now been confirmed, Sony, so I have to have it. The other downside, if I'm a fanboy of anything, I'm a FromSoft fanboy through and through. FromSoft did not do this remake. Bluepoint Games did this remake.
Of Demon's Souls?
Of Demon's Souls,
okay.
Correct. So it's the FromSoft IP, but FromSoft are not the ones doing the remake. Bluepoint is doing the remake. And they've improved a lot of things. However, However, they fouled up pretty bad, and the community is not happy about their pre-order exclusive bonuses.
Like,
People are
what are they?
pissed. There is, I'm trying to bring up so you get with the digital deluxe edition. Wait, is this pre-order? Pre-order any edition of Demon Souls. Okay, here we go. Demon Souls Digital Deluxe Edition includes full game and additional in-game digital content, prayer cells, blah, blah, blah. So if you pre-order, you receive the Reaper's Scythe. So you get a weapon. Once wielded by sorcerers, blah, 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 blah. If you get the digital deluxe version and all this shit, which you get Legendary Hero Soul, the Renowned Warrior Soul, the Storied Warrior Soul,
what are these
which are
warrior
just souls to
get
level
you
up
in the game?
What's that?
What do they get you in the game?
So, well, souls is like your currency. You use it to buy shit or upgrade your stats.
Or
what?
Cosmetic or stuff with stats?
Stats.
Oh.
Armor is basically cosmetic unless they changed it, but it's nothing that you can't farm for in the game. So souls, no big deal. They're basically just giving you an early jump on the game. However, you get the Red-Eyed Knight armor, Boletarian, or I think that's how you pronounce that, Royalty armor, Ritual Blade, Hoplite Shield, Ring of Longevity, Preservation Grains, Phosphorescent Grains, Bearbug Grains, Large Heartstone Shard, Moonlight Stone Shards, and the soundtrack. So they're giving you upgrade material off the bat, they're giving you souls off the bat, and there's armor and weapons locked behind the fucking deluxe version. Weapons is what makes your build, your dex build, your strength build, your quality build, your magic build is based on your fucking weapon. And the fact that they're giving this scythe away as a pre-order bonus only?
I don't like it.
That's fucked.
I don't like that. But you're still going to play it, right?
I got to pre-order it. They've asked, is there any way to get this weapon in game? And the answer is no. My understanding is the answer is no.
Ouch, that sucks.
Yes. So I'm at a
Mike.
point where I have to.
Mike, the new Xbox commercial from Walmart is actually like feels inducing.
Why? What's it?
It starts out with like a young guy with his hat backwards and he's getting the Xbox, and then when the box comes down, he has a baby in the like the papoose thing in front of him, and he's holding up the 360 box. And then the camera pans and it's a little girl running to the Xbox One X display, and he's a little older. And then it pans to the left and she's like a teenager and he's got some grays and they're sitting down to play the Series X.
Oh, fuck.
That's actually a genius commercial. That is how you know that we are the target audience for video games.
Yeah.
And by the time, just think about it, in 20 years, if you want to know where video games are headed from a financial standpoint, they keep adding to their base because what was 35 is now 40. So that young child to that 40-year-old, it used to be 35, now it's into the 40s, is not going to stop playing video games in our lifetime.
If you're still playing at 30, you're not going to stop.
No, we'll be playing them till arthritis or we die. Those are the only two things that are going to stop us from playing games. Meaning,
as you age, you gain more disposable income and more free time.
Yeah. And 20 to 30 years, when VR is probably more of a thing, it might be AR, who knows, you are going to see a huge boost in numbers because gaming is going to be the small child to the grandparent, the older adult. And that's why I think the industry is not going anywhere. It is the biggest in entertainment now, and it will remain that way for quite some time.
The only thing that scares me is the mobile gaming side.
What about it?
So I'm not the quality. No, the graphic quality of mobile games is there. I think it's there for sure for what it is, for what you're looking at. Graphically, they're looking good. However, the price models and the business practices are still garbage, and they're still continuing. Well, I shouldn't say that. AAA games are slowly pulling over mobile game business models, and they're starting to bleed. So like Genshin Impact is a bleeding between the two.
Okay.
So if you put an aggressive pay to win model like that, like mobile gaming is known for, and there's bleeding in between the two, and you start getting full size AAA games like that, if that, like, the future moving in that direction is a negative to me. Not trying to be a boomer about it, but
it could have a negative effect. I don't think it will have a wave that could be that bad. You know what I mean? We've already seen monetization that was out of control get completely shut down, and you've seen game sales go up when monetization is not a ridiculous thing.
It's true.
So yeah, I see the worry, but I don't think it will have this substantial effect. But I think there'll always be games like that too. Keep that in mind, because there are people who are willing to pay money to get ahead. You know, I don't mind buying a WoW token now and then to get me some gold, because I don't have time to farm. Originally I would say no, but now it's more of a every couple months maybe buy a WoW token. Like you said,
I looked at it
gainfully employed, thank God, and
right. I don't mind farming in the games. It's like that. It was never a problem for me. If I was buying a microtransaction, I always go back to my example of DE with Warframe, is because I genuinely wanted to support that company beyond, and it was a free game, but beyond just your basic purchase of a game or something, of a season pass or whatever. I would buy their premium currency and do whatever in game. Not to mention the farming in that game is fucking super extensive. But there's other games like Call of Duty where I did get the season passes in Call of Duty. I enjoyed the season passes.
And it took up a quarter of your hard drive.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Before we go, I got one more thing I want to talk to you about, because this is important. It has to do with next gen. Obviously, Xbox is supporting native 1440, et cetera, et cetera. Did you hear that PS5 is not? No.
PS5 is not supporting 1440?
PS5 is not supporting 1440p resolution, and anything you play in 1440p, a game or whatever, or even 8K, will be a artificial upscale from 1080p.
Okay.
Go.
That does not bother me.
Doesn't bother me either. Oh man, I thought you were gonna go nuts on that. Okay.
Nope. You know why? And here's the thing. Because I play on PC. PC. Invest in PCs. Here's the thing. I value frames, baby. Give me frames. I will play in 1080 all fucking day long if my frames are through the fucking roof. You boot up any shooter game on my PC right now, the settings are fucking dumped. Low or medium. I want those frames. I think it's garbage that Sony decides to market this next gen. What's their reasoning? Let's look this up. What's their reasoning? Why won't they do it? And are we sure Xbox is true 1440, not upscale?
Xbox is not upscaling, no. It is a true 1440. Phil has said that numerous times.
Yeah, but they also said that with during with the last Xbox. Did they try to say the same thing? 4K, and it wasn't.
No. This is like that supports 4K and 8K natively. They've said that.
Right, but am I crazy? Did
No,
they
you're
not? Did they not say that with the last gen?
No, what you're thinking of is the games were saying they were 4K, and the
And they weren't.
yeah, well, it was artificial upscale from the console.
Yeah, but they tried to claim that it was real.
Yeah,
they definitely marketed it as
4K from E3.
Here's the other thing: 8K. Get the fuck out of here. Most people still don't. A huge majority of people do not game in 4K, and you're advertising 8K, bro. Stop it. Microsoft, stop it. Do cables even support 8K yet? Is there even a cable out there that supports it? Let me look this up.
There's gotta be. You can get 8K TVs now.
Yeah, but you could get 4K TVs before you actually had proper 4K cables too.
That is true. And there's HDMI 2.1 advertising 8K.
That finally came out. HDMI. Okay, so here's the next question then. If it does support it, what are the frames locked at? Because old HDMI locked your frames.
Right. I got you. This is, I think it depends on the game, but it is not locked at 30. I can tell you that much. I believe I've seen 4K 120, 4K 60. So I think the Xbox is going to be the better system this time around. I really, really, really do. But obviously I'm getting both because of what I do for a living, and B, I'm getting both because PlayStation will eternally have the better exclusives. Right off the bat, you get Spider-Man.
Well, I mean, Microsoft will have Elder Scrolls now. And I got fucking punked. I did tweet out about the exclusivity coming to Microsoft and it was a fake account, and I retracted it. I apologize. I jumped the gun.
Yeah, your Elder Scroll.
Yeah. In my defense, all right, I was up late. I had to work nights. I saw it from another, what I consider reputable source, who also got duped. But regardless, I would, this is going to be controversial. I would not blame Microsoft one fucking bit. Not one bit. That would be the smartest business move they could make, is to make that an Xbox exclusive. If they don't do it, I will be surprised. If they actually offer it on PlayStation, I will be actually surprised.
They've already pretty much hinted that it's not going to be. They say
and honestly, why else would you buy, unless you super have a hard on for gaming in 8K, which you probably don't even have a monitor or a panel to do so in. Why would you buy the Microsoft? Like, they need a reason to buy. And I think Elder Scrolls is a huge push. That's amazing. If they could lock that down, not if, they have. When they decide to announce it, that's the smart play. That's business. Do it. Sorry, PlayStation Elder Scrolls fans. I need to see this. I want to see how realistic it is to game. And when if you are in the market for a new television and you're buying an 8K television and it falls in line for you, that's great. But let's talk about an actual setup. Like, your wife doesn't let you play in the family room. You have to have a hole somewhere else, like I do. And you have to have like an actual gaming screen. 8K. Okay. Alienware 27-inch monitor. Wait, that's not 8K.
No, 8K is only big screens from what I've seen. Like 70 plus.
So there is no 8K gaming monitor.
Yeah, but they're future-proofing it too. You have to take that into consideration. You know, this is the next 7 to 8 years of home gaming.
But if there's no display to measure it on, how do they...
It's the same thing with 4K. It's the same thing with making 4K games.
This is all just marketing. This is not real. I don't believe it. This is just... I'm going to say I can because there's no way to prove I can't.
I think it's future-proofing the device because 8K in 2 or 3 years will be how they're selling us TVs. Now, is it all marketing? Yes. But they have to keep up with the TV manufacturers, too. Keep that in mind. And Sony
is true,
both.
But they said that during HD. You know, they preached 4K, 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 and it was a trigger word. It was a buzzword. It was what you used to sell a panel. But rarely anybody gamed in 4K. Rarely anybody still games in 4K.
I mean, I do on PC, not on home console.
But you don't play shooters either. Shooters is arguably one of the most popular genres.
Yeah. Yeah. But your next Call of Duty.
If you're booting up Tarkov, would you rather run that at 60 frames per second but have it look beautiful, or would you rather get 240 frames per second so that you can get the jump on the guy who's coming up behind you?
Right. I know. I see what you're saying.
It's just the sacrifice. It's not worth it.
You do have to remember too that console gamers are much more casual than you buy a PC because you want to be competitive. That is a broad and general statement. I'm not saying people on console are not competitive. That's not what I'm saying. I'm speaking in a complete generality, which I don't like to do normally, but in this case, I'm going to. You buy a PC to be competitive a lot of the time.
That's true. I mean, that's true. I like having a PC so that I can dabble in the best of both worlds. I also prefer the mouse and keyboard input. It's more precision, which actually comes full circle back to what you said, because it is more competitive. I prefer the input pattern, and I like to kind of be middle of the ground. I can ramp up my FPS and still have the game look beautiful. You know what I mean?
That's my favorite part about all this, is that we're in an age of gaming where you can make these decisions, and no matter what you choose, your game's still probably going to look gorgeous.
Right. Wait, let me get back on topic though.
Go ahead.
Why? What was it? PS5? So they're only in 1080.
They will support 1440 and 8K, but it is all an upscale from a native 1080p source. That's what it is.
Okay. So you're still getting it, but only in an upscale.
Right. It's artificial. It's not native.
So you're getting last gen technology in your new gen console.
Well, you have better hardware in the new console.
You have better hardware, but
it's
last gen. It's last gen technology. Xbox was doing that last gen.
Yeah, 100%.
So
PlayStation 4
does
it too. You can PlayStation 4 upscales artificially to 4K, which is why everyone expected it to be native in this one. And they're only this week they're saying it's not.
That's kind of fucked, especially.
But they never said it wasn't either. Like, they never said one way or the other. Yeah, but
still, no. The more I think about it, that's kind of fucked. That is kind of fucked, because weren't they boasting about how the PlayStation is going to be much more quieter than the 4? It's going to be cooler than the 4. Isn't upscaling going to ramp everything up? Kind of defeat the whole purpose? Not to mention, bigger TV panels are a lot more affordable and cheaper now. And 1080 on a 65 looks like trash.
Yeah, I mean, like, I plan on I'm going to stream a little bit of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but I plan on checking it out on my freaking 70-inch TV that I own. For the first time in the last half a decade, I'm going to sit in my living room and play an RPG. And I'm going to enjoy the hell out of it. And people are, oh, not on PC. I don't give a shit anymore. I don't stream. I'm going to play it on Xbox Series X. No. And I'm going to enjoy every moment of it.
So when I first got my actual rig, everything was bought on PC, period, regardless. Buying it on PC because I had the PC to play it on. And I very quickly found out, while there are titles that I will forever and only play on PC, there are other titles that I will sacrifice. And like one of those titles, e.g., being Titanfall 2. I should have only bought Titanfall 2 on the platform that boasted the best player base. And by best, I mean largest. That's where I should have bought Titanfall, and that's where it should have ended. Instead, I ended up buying Titanfall 2 on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox.
I mean, and we're running out of time, but if you look at Destiny today and all the people that switched to PC, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess how Destiny is going to feel and look on console. And you're going to get rid of cheaters, and everybody can go back to using a controller and enjoy that little nice touch of aim assist.
pretty.
What do you think is going to happen
reason to go back?
What do you? If I'm going to play Destiny ever again, I'm never playing it on PC.
I mean,
I would play it on Stadia. I have played it on Stadia since I've touched it on PC. Let me be frank. I have.
Yeah. My enjoyment in Destiny came in the form of PvP. That's where I really kind of hit my stride and had fun. I had fun running the raids too, but it's just not as raiding in Destiny is not as immersive is not the right word, but I guess for lack of a better one. It's just not when I compare it to MMOs, it just doesn't compare. And so raiding just doesn't hit for me in Destiny. While it's a fun activity, it just doesn't compare. So PvP is where I hit my stride, and PvP feels better with mouse and keyboard. But removing the cheaters, removing all that other bullshit, console looks mighty appealing. It looks mighty appealing.
Yeah, I mean, I when I first moved and the PS4 first came out, my favorite, and this is what kind of got me into streaming, was sitting on my couch playing Destiny with Pete and Rob.
Right.
I want that feeling again. And, you know, now that I'm not streaming as much, and my kids have consoles out in the living room and they use it, but I don't really get to sit down and use them. But for some of these upcoming games, I am breaking the thing in my head that is like, you must create content based on your enjoyment of this. Come on, Kevin. If you don't, you're missing out on money. And at this point,
right.
I'm like, I don't give a I want to sit on my couch and I want to play Assassin's Creed Valhalla and I want to enjoy that and sit with my wife. And I want that back, that part of my life. So if you get a console, I'm actually excited because that gives me the opportunity then to like chill with an Astro headset and sit on my couch and like talk to you while we shoot things. And
I'm
like,
100%.
I get that back.
100%.
I get that back in my life. And that,
yep.
I know this is kind of like a little off on what you were saying, but that in comparison to what you're saying for me is something that's been missing. And I'm glad, you know, that I'm taking over this new position. I can do things like that again. And that when you talk to a broadcaster and they tell you how different playing video games is and you give them, you know, your bullshit about X, Y, and Z, that is what they don't get to enjoy. Most of them. I'm sure there are single ones that still get to do that. But me with kids and the wife and house and mortgage and businesses and all that stuff,
right.
It's been over half a decade. And I'm excited to do that again starting next week. I really am. I can't emphasize that.
I'll be getting, I didn't pre-order, but I will be getting PlayStation 5. I will also be getting an Xbox. I'll be getting rid of my PlayStation 4, but
you know who said they're not going to get one? That when they hear you're getting one and I'm going to have one in the living room is going to get them?
Who?
Pete.
I thought Pete was getting Sony, but he wasn't getting Xbox.
He's getting Pete. You don't think Pete's going to end up with both?
He 100% will.
Let's level for a second. You don't think Pete is going to be able to see you and me with new technology that he doesn't have?
He needs it.
Whoa.
He has to have it. I thought it was backwards. I thought he was getting Sony.
He might
be, but not getting
know.
Microsoft. Because, like you said earlier, that's where the exclusives are. Some of the best games are on PlayStation. Wild. If you're butthurt about that, I'm not sorry. That's just the fucking truth.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you, man. Xbox is looking great. They're looking on the up and up. They've done a lot of, they've accumulated a lot of studios and really good IP, but it's just not there yet.
Yeah. No, I hear you. On that note,
it is what it is.
This has been an extra long episode, and I hope everyone enjoyed it. But I have to go because my wife just came in the office and gave me a look like, what are we doing for dinner? And she knows I have another conference call in a half an hour. So this is probably going to get me in trouble now. Just so you all know what I do to bring the entertainment forth to you. And the trade-off will be you're not really going to get to see me fully play through Valhalla because I'm going to do it myself on my couch. Mike, I know I keep saying that over and over again, but I'm like beside myself with joy.
I get
to run around in a Viking
for Demon Souls.
I get to be a Viking in my living room. I don't need a headset and talk to everybody. I love you all. I love streaming. I really do. But I want this cathartic moment. Give it to me.
But fuck off.
I hate you. Thank you so much for listening to the show. Episode 5 is in the books. Mike and I will be back next Friday for episode 6. We may have a guest on next week. We'll see. But either way, we appreciate you guys hanging out. The support has been overwhelming and awesome. Please tweet at us if you have stupid ideas, memes, and things you want to send us. We love to converse with you on Twitter and Facebook as well, if you're doing the Facebook thing. But thank you. You can go to Old Fashioned Pod on Twitter and check us out. You can go to Old Fashioned Podcast on Facebook. You can also just go to raredrop.co and click the button that says Old Fashioned, and it'll take you right to where we are. Also, a ton of other great shows you can check out. And most importantly, gearing up for the holidays, you should be checking out kingscoastcoffee.com. You just missed out on the Jamaican Blue Mountain that we had because it's gone. So eat. And there's more coming. So make sure you're going over there. He's Mike at metric_methods on Twitter, and I'm Kevin X Vision on Twitter. Say hello, and we will see you next week for episode 6 of the Old Fashioned Podcast.